Hello everyone, welcome to Dee's Homestead. My name's Derek, and today we're going to be talking about bartering. So, not sure how much you know about bartering, but bartering is a pretty good system where you don't have to use cash. So just in case something happens and things go crazy, you have a backup way of getting the goods and services that you need and providing the goods and services that you can offer. So pay attention to this video and we'll talk again here at the end.
Imagine it's the 1930s, the Great Depression is at its peak and money is scarce. It's a time when the world is in the grip of an economic crisis, with unemployment rates soaring and families struggling to put food on the table. It's a time of scarcity, but also a time of resilience and resourcefulness. In this era, cash was a luxury few could afford. Instead, people turned to a system as old as civilization itself. Bartering. Goods and services were exchanged based on mutual need. A farmer might trade his fresh produce for a mechanic's services, or a seamstress would exchange her skills for essential items like salt or soap. This vibrant alternative economy was born out of necessity, and it thrived in the face of adversity. It was a world where the value of goods was not determined by the dollar, but by their usefulness to the individual. In such a cashless world, people found a way to survive, and that was through bartering. So, what exactly is bartering? Well, it's the exchange of goods or services between two parties without the use of money. This practice has been around since ancient times, when communities would trade goods based on their mutual needs and resources. But let's take a journey to the 1930s, a time when the world was in the grips of the Great Depression. Money was scarce, jobs were few, and people had to find creative ways to meet their needs. Bartering saw a resurgence during this time as people began trading everything from fresh produce to handy skills. Picture this: a farmer might trade a bushel of apples for a pair of handmade shoes, while a seamstress might mend clothes in exchange for fresh vegetables. Even services like carpentry, metalworking, or teaching were often traded in lieu of cash. This vibrant alternative economy allowed people to survive during a period when traditional currency was hard to come by. But bartering wasn't just about survival, it also fostered a sense of community as people relied on each other rather than distant corporations. It encouraged resourcefulness as individuals had to identify and utilize their skills or possessions of value. It promoted sustainability as goods were reused and recycled rather than discarded. So why did bartering work? It's simple. It was based on mutual benefit. Each party had something the other needed, and they found a way to make a fair and equitable exchange. Bartering also offered a sense of control during uncertain times. When money was tight or non-existent, people could still acquire the goods and services they needed by trading their own resources. In essence, bartering was a lifeline during the Great Depression, a beacon of hope in a sea of economic despair. It was a testament to human resilience and ingenuity in the face of adversity. Bartering, therefore, became a lifeline for many during the Great Depression, and it's a practice that, with a bit of creativity and resourcefulness, we can still use today. With money in our pockets today, why should we consider bartering? A fair question indeed, but bartering isn't just about swapping one thing for another. It offers a slew of benefits that can help us navigate these unpredictable times. Firstly, bartering provides financial flexibility. In an era where economic security is often as steady as a house of cards, bartering allows you to acquire what you need without having to dip into your cash reserves. Whether it's a loaf of bread for a jar of homemade jam or a bike repair in exchange for a piano lesson, bartering can help stretch your budget in times of financial strain. Secondly, bartering fosters community building. In a world where we often interact more with screens than with faces, bartering brings us back to our roots, encouraging interpersonal connections. It's not just about the goods or services being exchanged, it's about the relationships being built. Each barter is a thread that weaves us closer together, nurturing a network of trust, reciprocity, and cooperation. Thirdly, bartering promotes resourcefulness. It pushes us to look at what we have in new ways, to find value in items or skills we might have overlooked. That old guitar gathering dust in the corner, it could be just what someone needs to start their musical journey. Your knack for knitting, it could warm someone's winter while you receive a much-needed item in return. Lastly, bartering champions sustainability. Every item bartered is an item saved from the landfill. It's a practice that encourages us to reuse, recycle, and repurpose, reducing our carbon footprint while also meeting our needs. So why barter? It's more than just an exchange. It's a way to navigate financial uncertainties, build stronger communities, encourage resourcefulness, and promote sustainable living. It's a practice rooted in our past, yet perfectly tailored for our present and future needs. Bartering, as you can see, offers more than just a trade-off. It's an investment in resilience, community, creativity, and sustainability. It's a practice worth embracing and nurturing, a tool that can help us weather the storms of life with grace and grit. Feeling inspired to try bartering? Perfect. Let's walk through the steps to get you started on your bartering journey. First, identify what you have to offer. This could be tangible goods like homegrown vegetables or handmade crafts. It could also be skills or services like graphic design, plumbing, or even teaching a language. Don't undervalue what you have to offer. Remember, one person's trash is another's treasure. Next, determine what you need. This could be anything you don't currently have or can't afford. Maybe it's fresh produce, a haircut, or car maintenance services. Make a list of these items or services so you know exactly what you're seeking in a trade. Now, you need to find a platform to barter. In today's digital age, there are countless online bartering platforms and social media groups where you can start. Local community bulletin boards are another excellent place to look. These platforms can connect you with people in your area or across the globe who are interested in bartering. Once you've found a potential trade, it's time to negotiate. The goal here is to ensure the trade is fair and equitable for both parties. Consider factors such as the value of the goods or services, their condition, and the time and effort invested. Remember, bartering isn't a competition, it's about mutual benefit. And there you have it. You've identified your offerings, determined your needs, found a platform, and learned how to negotiate trades. It might seem a little intimidating at first, but don't worry. Like any new skill, it gets easier with practice. Before you know it, you'll be a bartering pro. And voila, you're ready to barter your first good or service. Remember, bartering is more than just an exchange of goods. It's about building relationships, fostering community, and being resourceful. So go ahead and step into the world of bartering and experience the numerous benefits this age-old practice has to offer. Now that you're ready to barter, here are some tips to make your trade successful. First and foremost, clear communication is key. Whether you're offering a basket of homegrown tomatoes or your expertise in car repairs, make sure to articulate what you're offering and what you expect in return. A clear, detailed description of your goods or services can prevent misunderstandings and ensure both parties are on the same page. Next, flexibility is your friend. Bartering isn't like shopping at a store with fixed prices, it's a negotiation. Sometimes the perfect trade might not align exactly with your initial expectations, and that's okay. Being open to different possibilities can lead to unexpected and beneficial exchanges. Building relationships is another crucial aspect of successful bartering. Yes, you're exchanging goods and services, but you're also interacting with people. Treat your trading partners with respect and integrity. Not only does this foster a positive bartering environment, but it also helps build long-lasting connections within your community. Finally, organization is essential. Keep track of your trades. Note down what you've offered and what you've received in return. This doesn't just help avoid confusion later on, but it also ensures accountability. If you're bartering frequently, consider keeping a barter diary or a digital record of your trades. And remember, successful bartering isn't just about getting what you want, it's also about fairness and mutual benefit. Each trade should feel equitable, with both parties feeling satisfied with the exchange. If you approach bartering with an open mind and a spirit of cooperation, you'll not only gain goods and services, but also valuable connections and experiences. Remember, successful bartering is about fairness, respect, and building meaningful connections. So, how does bartering look in our modern world? Good question. Bartering, like everything else, has evolved with the times. It's not just about trading a basket of apples for a handmade quilt anymore. In today's digital age, bartering has found a home on various online platforms, making it more accessible and diverse than ever. Consider this. You're a freelance graphic designer who needs some plumbing work done at home. Rather than paying cash, you find a plumber who needs a new logo for his business. You exchange your design skills for his plumbing services. This is a modern barter, an example of how skills and services have become commodities in the bartering world. Another example could be trading items you no longer need. Maybe you have an old bicycle gathering dust in your garage. You find someone online who's willing to trade a vintage record player for it. You've just given your old bike a new lease of life, and in return you've got a sweet new addition to your living room. There are numerous platforms that facilitate modern bartering. Website forums, social media groups, and even dedicated bartering apps have sprung up, making it easier to connect with potential trading partners. These platforms allow users to list their offerings, specify what they're looking for, and negotiate trades, all from the comfort of their homes. It's not just goods and services being traded either. Knowledge and experiences are also on the bartering table. For example, a cooking enthusiast might offer a personalized cooking lesson in exchange for a guitar lesson. Bartering has even found its way into the corporate world. Businesses barter unused inventory, spare office space, or even advertising space, maximizing their resources while saving money. The evolution of bartering reflects our changing needs and the value we place on different items and skills. It demonstrates how we've adapted an ancient practice to fit our modern lives, making it more versatile and inclusive. As you can see, bartering remains a relevant and practical approach, even in our cash-driven society. After all, it's not just about the trade, it's about the connections we make and the communities we build along the way. In a survivalist scenario, what could you stock up on for bartering? In a world where traditional currency may not hold value, tangible goods and practical skills become the new gold standard. Let's start with items. Non-perishable food, clean water, and medical supplies are top of the list. These are basic necessities that everyone will need, making them highly sought after. Stocking up on canned goods, dried foods, bottled water, and first aid kits now can serve as a valuable bartering commodity in the future. Next, think about tools and equipment. Items like multi-tools, fishing gear, or gardening tools could be incredibly useful in a survivalist scenario. They not only help individuals sustain themselves, but also offer the potential for generating more resources, increasing their trade value. Personal hygiene and cleaning supplies, often overlooked, are also crucial. Soap, shampoo, toothpaste, toilet paper, these are all items we take for granted, but in a crisis they become luxury goods. Now let's talk about skills. If you have a practical skill like carpentry, mechanics, or medical training, you've got something incredibly valuable to barter with. Even skills like cooking or sewing can be useful in a survival situation. Sharing your skills not only helps you acquire goods, but also strengthens community bonds and cooperation. And don't forget knowledge. Books on survival techniques, medical guides, or even how-to manuals can be traded. Knowledge, after all, is power. In a survivalist context, remember this: what's valuable is not necessarily what's expensive, but what's useful. So think about items and skills that would help someone survive and thrive in a challenging situation. Finally, always remember the golden rule of bartering: fairness. It's not about getting the upper hand, but about mutual benefit. In the end, successful bartering can lead to stronger community ties and shared survival strategies. In a pinch, these items and skills could be your currency when cash is not an option. So stock up, learn, and prepare. In the world of survivalist bartering, you're only as rich as what you can trade. So there you have it, trading like it's the 1930s. We've journeyed through the art of bartering, from its historical roots in the Great Depression era to its potential application in today's world, particularly in times of economic uncertainty or survival situations. Bartering, as we've seen, is more than just an exchange of goods and services. It's about fostering community connections, promoting resourcefulness, and embracing sustainability. It's about building relationships based on mutual trust and reciprocity. It's about finding creative solutions to problems without relying solely on traditional currency. In a world that's increasingly digital and disconnected, bartering offers a chance to return to a simpler time, to a more personal and sustainable way of living, and who knows, in a potential cashless future, this ancient practice might just become our saving grace. So let's keep the conversation going. What would you barter in a cashless world? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Okay, hopefully you learned some valuable information in that video. I think it's pretty good. Hey, if you've been paying attention in this series and you're doing the emergency fund like we started with the original video in this series, I'll have it linked here at the end, the whole playlist. But if you've been doing that, you should be at $360 right now in your emergency fund, 390 this upcoming weekend, Easter weekend. So if you're not there, try and get yourself caught up as quick as you can. Sell something that you don't need anymore if you have to. Do something to get yourself caught back up. But yeah, 360 is where you should be at. 390 here whenever you get to Easter weekend. So depending on when you're watching this. Also, if you've been paying attention, we did just ended a contest and the girl won. And if you get a chance, we're getting ready to start another one here probably next week. Because I know when I looked earlier today, it said we're at 497 subscribers, and I said I would start the next contest once we hit 500. So if you're not subscribed yet, consider clicking that subscribe button down below. Hit that like button, leave a comment, share this video with your friends that are prepping or that are getting prepared for emergencies, or you want to see them get prepared for emergencies so that they're still around in an emergency or situation hit the fan scenario. All right, hey, have a good day. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll catch you on the next one.